Welcome to your council chamber. I'm going to call tonight's council meeting to order for November the 17th. We're going to start out this evening with an annual address. I get the opportunity to address council and those in attendance and those online once a year. And so we're going to begin with those remarks, and then we'll move into our regular meeting. So for those who didn't have time to get some water or refresh themselves, this will give you a few minutes extra before we get into the business of tonight's meeting. But it's an honor to have the opportunity to share a few comments with you. So I have a clicker here that's supposed to help me advance the slides. I'm going to see if I can get it going. Is it on? Let's see if I can do it now. There we go. As we gather here this evening, let's begin by honoring and recognizing the rich history and enduring spirit of the land upon which we meet. We are privileged to convene in a place that breathes history and tradition, the ancestral and unceded homelands of the Lekwungen-speaking peoples known today as the Songhees and Kosapsan nations, as well as the Saanich peoples represented by the Sartlip, Paucachin, Sayout, Sakem, and Malahat nations. Indigenous peoples who have stewarded these lands since time immemorial, and we are grateful for the opportunity to gather here this evening. And while we begin each meeting with a territorial acknowledgement, our commitment to reconciliation, decolonization, and a stronger future with the Lekwungen-speaking peoples and the Saanich peoples goes much deeper than just words. We're committed here in the district to celebrating the rich diversity of people in our community. We are guided by the principle that embracing diversity enriches the lives of all people. We all share responsibility for creating an equitable and inclusive community and for addressing discrimination in all forms. And I'm proud of the fact that we are and will continue to be a community where everyone truly belongs. The annual address from the Mayor is my opportunity to share a few highlights of the important work that's underway to build a stronger, healthier, more equitable and sustainable Saanich for everyone. And as we enter the final year of this term, this will be my last formal opportunity to reflect on what we've accomplished and what we plan to achieve in our final year. The district's initiatives and key accomplishments are always too numerous to include everything in my remarks, and so this year I've added an appendix with the address that includes highlights from each of Saanich's departments. That'll be available online, and I encourage you to take a look when you have a chance. It's an impressive list that just scratches the surface of the incredible work that's done every day by Saanich staff and crews. This term, your council has remained focused on the priorities you told us are important to you. Creating homes that families can afford in walkable and accessible neighborhoods, adding to the vibrancy of neighborhoods where parks, schools, and services are accessible on foot and bike, protecting against the changing climate, restoring our natural areas and adding to our urban forest, taking action to build a stronger local economy, and working together as a region to deliver services and champion senior government investments. We're living through complex and challenging times. 2025 has delivered its share of challenges and opportunities as we position the district for long-term success and resilience. And admittedly, it hasn't all gone exactly as I'd expected. The replacement of the Saanich Operations Center has been a question that successive councils have struggled to confront. This term, your mayor and council put forward a plan to replace the aging facility and ensure the long-term viability of our core municipal services and the safety of the crews who deliver those services. Earlier this year, voters told us that they do not support the proposed borrowing for that replacement project as it had been envisioned. Your council and I heard that message loud and clear, and we respect the outcome of that process. But let's be clear, the need to replace those aging facilities does not go away. Tonight, council will make a decision on proceeding with a re-scoped project that will see the redevelopment take place in phases, and phase 1 will tackle the most urgent components as a priority. As elected officials, we have an obligation to ensure the infrastructure and facilities our residents rely on are maintained and replaced. A phased approach to replacement of the Operations Center provides Saanich residents with confidence that the services they rely on will continue into the future. As a growing community, your mayor and council have another important responsibility, and that is to ensure that we are planning for more people and the homes, services, and amenities for their long-term success as future residents. Our planning processes are intended to instill confidence about the future of this great community that we love and call home. You and your family deserve to know that the neighborhood where you've built a life is one you can continue to enjoy, and that as your kids grow up, they can find a place of their own that offers the same great benefits. It's why we initiated our corridor planning processes, including the Quadra-Mackenzie Plan, the update to the Shelburne Valley Plan, and the Tillicum-Burnside Plan. Plans that build a strong, confident future for today's and future residents. But it's become clear that those efforts have had unintended consequences. Instead of instilling confidence, they've at times created uncertainty and, in some cases, fear about the future. To my incredible disappointment, we've seen those uncertainties and fears exploited by political interest that have sowed division by spreading disinformation about the plans, including telling people that Saanich would demolish their home or build a high-rise next to their house. I can tell you in no uncertain terms, Saanich has no plans to do either of those things. But it's clear that calling out disinformation and correcting the record isn't going to be enough. We have to lower the volume in order to have a conversation about how our community will grow. A conversation that invites people in. One where all voices, not just the loudest voices, feel welcome to shape the future vision. And to accomplish that, I intend to bring a motion to Council to do three things. First, that we remove the 24-story buildings proposed for the corner of Quadra and Mackenzie from the draft Quadra-Mackenzie plan. It's clear that proposed height sends the wrong message about the growth we expect or will realistically see on these corridors. Our focus has to be on family-suitable homes that can be delivered with low-rise, multi-unit buildings and townhouses. Let's keep the high-rises downtown. Second, that we remove the transportation cross-sections that contemplate lane reduction on Quadra Street. The brand-new regional transportation service is about to get started, and a new regional transportation plan in partnership with BC Transit. Quadra and Mackenzie are major corridors for people all over this region who use them to drive, bus, bike, and walk. They are clearly key parts of the region's transportation network. Let's work with our regional partners to ensure that the long-term vitality of these corridors serve everyone who relies on them to get around. And finally, that we evaluate our corridor planning process. With QMP, the Shelburne Plan, and Tillicum-Burnside all underway and in various states of completion, we have an opportunity to evaluate what's working and what we need to improve. Let's ensure that we're striking the right balance between long-term planning and instilling confidence in our future. I know that by making these changes, we can get our planning efforts and the conversations they engender back to one of optimism and support for a vision in which everyone can see a future for themselves and their loved ones. Planning for a growing community means ensuring available services for more people. Beyond plans for homes and infrastructure, we're also looking out for the essential supports that individuals and families rely on. Staff recently reported on the work that's been completed to create more childcare spaces for families to put their young ones in daycare. Childcare is an essential part of a sustainable economy and fundamental to a healthy community. We also know that more people are looking for a family doctor and healthcare provider. There are a number of activities already underway to bring more health professionals to Saanich and the South Island. We're working collaboratively with the South Island Prosperity Partnership and Island Health on a recruitment campaign to attract health professionals from abroad to settle on the South Island. These efforts have already attracted dozens of foreign-trained providers from the Pacific Northwest to work in our capital. Work is also underway with the University of Victoria to locate a teaching clinic in Saanich that will help our residents get access to practitioners. Additionally, Shoreline Medical Society, a nonprofit that operates clinics in Sydney and Brentwood, will attend a council meeting next month to share their plans to open an additional clinic. It's a key opportunity for us to attract another medical clinic to serve Saanich residents. But rather than pursue these overlapping initiatives with various organizations as a series of one-offs, we need to get on the same page. And to do that, I propose convening a mayor's forum on health services in Saanich that will bring together these various organizations along with our local MLAs to ensure we are working in coordination. Let's be clear, this isn't a working group. It's not a blue ribbon panel to produce another strategy. This will be a session focused on coordinated action and confirming next steps to get Saanich individuals and families access to health providers. Everyone in Saanich deserves a home that meets their needs at a price they can afford. And this term, we have dedicated a lot of our time, energy, and effort to attract and support affordable non-market housing. We introduced a rapid deployment of non-market housing, which prioritizes and streamlines approvals for proposals that build homes that are below market prices. We've also put forward Saanich-owned properties to build non-market affordable housing in partnerships with nonprofit housing providers. This approach is paying dividends and getting more affordable homes built more quickly. This year, fully half of the units approved at the development permit stage are for non-market affordable homes. Interestingly, this year, we issued twice the number of DPs compared to the year before. So that means the number of development permits issued this year for non-market units is equivalent to the total number of development permits approved the previous year. That is a very significant step forward for the creation of more affordable homes in our community. In the last 2 years, we've seen 433 units of non-market housing approved at the DP stage, representing 46% of the total development permits approved. Next month, staff will provide council with a progress report that highlights this important work in more detail. Getting non-market homes built more quickly gives people and their families options that meet their needs and at a price they can afford. And I am so tremendously proud of the work that this council, this organization, and this community has done in order to ensure that that is treated as the high priority that it needs to be. I noted with interest that the federal government has also earmarked $13 billion for Build Canada homes. I've conveyed to our local MPs and the federal housing minister, Minister Robertson, that Saanich is keen to work collaboratively to get more non-market affordable homes built in our community. I also wanted to highlight that we are exceeding provincial targets for the creation of family-suitable 2- and 3-bedroom homes, which will allow more families to settle in our community. There are currently 212 homes in the review and approval process through the small-scale multi-unit housing zoning. These projects will deliver duplexes, triplexes, and multiplexes that give more families options that meet their needs and budgets. Saanich continues to make strong progress on major infrastructure investments that are shaping a more connected, resilient, and sustainable community. Phase 2 of the Shelburne Street Improvement Project south of Pear Street is now complete, with work on Phase 3, the final section between Mackenzie and Pear Street, underway and on track for completion in early 2026. Once finished, this will mark the completion of the largest infrastructure project ever delivered by Saanich, transforming one of our busiest corridors into a safer, greener, and more accessible street where everyone feels more comfortable and welcome in that space. Our work to modernize Sinclair Road between UVic and Cadbro Bay Village is also nearing completion. The road is expected to reopen early in the new year, marking the culmination of a multi-year effort that replaced aging underground utilities and delivered a fully redesigned street, one that will serve people walking, biking, and driving for decades to come. Looking ahead, Saanich expects to begin the final phase of improvements to Gorge Road in 2026. This project will install new sewer and drain infrastructure, followed by a redesigned roadway and upgraded intersection at Gorge and Tillicum. Once complete, this investment will help finish a key link in the regional cycling network connecting Saanich seamlessly with Esquimalt and Victoria. Saanich is making it easier and safer for people of all ages to get around on foot and bike, and we've heard that people want more cycling options that are off the busy roads. The Neighborhood Bikeway Project is an initiative that will see streets with low traffic and speed designed so people cycling and driving can safely share the road. These bikeways typically include traffic calming measures, signage, and road markings to make cycling safer and more comfortable for everyone. Neighborhood bikeways and the types of cycling facilities and other types of cycling facilities work together to build out the network, giving individuals and families safe and convenient options to get around in and enjoy our community. Consultation on neighborhood bikeways gets rolling next month. Restoring our natural systems is a key part of responding to a changing climate. This summer, Saanich Parks and Public Works partnered with Peninsula Stream Society on a project to restore 170 meters of Gabo Creek and improve salmon and invertebrate habitat. This year also saw the completion of the Tillicum Green Infrastructure Project, a partnership between the District of Saanich and the Greater Victoria School District. The project included planting hundreds of trees and plants, 13 rain gardens, along with an outdoor classroom at Tillicum Elementary School. The plantings accompanied sidewalk and road improvements with a $400,000 provincial grant to support it. The improvements make it safer and easier for our children and residents to get to school, increases our urban tree cover, provides more shade, stormwater management, and protects us from climate change impacts like extreme heat and flooding. I also want to highlight that the engagement efforts on the updated climate plan and zero waste strategy have now wrapped up, and we can expect both of those plans to come forward for council consideration in early 2026. And now infrastructure that's fun. A key aspect of livability and vibrancy is abundant green spaces and recreation opportunities to serve individuals and families. That means prioritizing the creation of places and spaces that foster social connection and well-being. A recent example is the renewal of Maynard Park's playground and green space enhancements. The new playground includes a number of modern and accessible features to ensure everyone can enjoy the fun. The sustainable features include a natural play area to encourage kids to interact with biodiversity in the sensory gardens, and tree planting to increase existing shade protection. Another key initiative this year is the brand new water slide at Saanich Commonwealth Place, proving that infrastructure replacement isn't just essential, but it can be fun. The new modern water slide will open this week with a grand opening event planned for November 29th, so get your bathing suits and towels. It's bigger, more colorful, and promises to be a lot of fun. It also accommodates lower rider heights, which means more people can enjoy the fun. We wish to thank everyone for their patience during the pool area improvements and slide installation, and we're delighted to welcome you back to Saanich Commonwealth Pool. As we look to expand our recreation spaces, the Lambrick Park campus, home to the Gordon Head Rec Center, offers opportunities to grow our recreation services for our growing community. The Lambrick Park planning process is now underway with engagement opportunities all this month and a survey that's open until December the 6th. Renewing our vision for this key municipal park will allow Saanich to better serve people of all ages who make use of Lambrick's beautiful green spaces, busy sports fields, and inclusive recreation programming. Whether it's swimming, skating, or court and racket sports, Lambrick will offer activities for all ages and abilities. In July, your mayor and council were invited to join the Saanich Leadership Council to celebrate the official name restoration of Pecoles, formerly known as Mount Douglas, and sign rededication at the top of the mountain. We continue our government-to-government relationship with the Saanich Leadership Council to advance Atoll Newell, the Memorandum of Understanding, and deliver on its key commitments. And we continue to take steps to build stronger relationships with the Songhees and Cosapsan nations, as well as the Métis Nation of Greater Victoria. This year, we continue to roll out key actions in Saanich's economic development strategy to support local businesses and attract local employers to set up shop in Saanich and create well-paid, family-supporting jobs for people in our community. This spring, Saanich launched Business Care. It's a new initiative that puts local businesses at the center of economic decision-making, ensures district programs and policies reflect real business needs, and celebrates and promotes local business success. My slide seems to be stuck. There we go. I want to highlight one of this term's major achievements, the creation of a regional transportation service. Now, I know that doesn't sound like much, but it's a significant step forward toward better transit and transportation in our region. For the first time, we can speak with one voice to advocate to senior governments for investments in transportation infrastructure that will move people more quickly and conveniently. And finally, the Citizens' Assembly on Amalgamation with the City of Victoria completed its work this year and submitted a recommendation to amalgamate our two communities. Now, I've heard a lot of strong views from folks about this recommendation, especially at the grocery store. A referendum on the Assembly's recommendation will be held as part of the 2026 local government election. It will be the people of Saanich and Victoria, not your councils, who will make the decision. As we move into the final year of our term, we've achieved a lot together as we strive to build a stronger, healthier, more equitable and sustainable Saanich for everyone. The secret is out. Saanich is a great place to live. And it's important that we protect, preserve, and enhance the things that we love, and ensure that more individuals and families get the chance to fall in love with this great place too. While we have much to be proud of, there is still work ahead of us to ensure everyone can find a home and build a life in this great community, and that they can settle in walkable and accessible neighborhoods surrounded by schools, services, amenities, and abundant green spaces and natural areas to enjoy with family, friends, and loved ones. Saanich is an incredible place, and it has been the honor of my life to be your mayor and to work with this great group of councillors on the priorities Saanich residents told us matter most to them. I want to thank each of you for your dedication and the time you've expended as we've advanced this important work together. And I look forward to working together for the final year of our term. I also want to take a moment to thank the incredible staff whose hard work and dedication have allowed us to advance these important initiatives. One of my favorite parts of this job is the chance to visit with staff, hear about the work they're doing, and thank them for the service they deliver to Saanich residents. Now, in the slides, you'll see a highlight from last year for me, which was getting to open the splash pad at Rutledge and an impromptu karaoke session with the kids from Cloverdale School. Fortunately, I also knew most of the lyrics to the Taylor Swift songs. This year, a highlight was the chance to stand on the pool deck when Summer McIntosh set one of many world records at the Saanich Commonwealth Place this past June. Now, I didn't get to present Summer with her gold medal. That honor fell to the Director of Parks, Recreation, and Community Services, Ms. Suzanne Semborski. A truly incredible experience, and one of only a few times my kids actually thought something about this job was cool. The unscripted part of my speech is one that I went back and forth about mentioning because I figured it would probably make me emotional, and it's happening right on cue. Folks around this table and a lot of folks in this room will know that this year, breast cancer. And it has been the hardest 6 months of my life. We are not yet through the journey, but she is making incredible progress. And I want to thank the folks around this table for stepping up when I couldn't be in the room. There have been a few occasions where I've had to step away in order to support her. And members of this council have stepped up to fill in my stead, and I'm grateful. I'm so grateful to the staff who've made that possible as I've worked from home on days, working remotely, taking phone calls with them while I was at home with her. And I want to thank the incredible outpouring of support we've had from family, friends, and community who have been there to bring over meals, drop off food delivery gift cards, flowers to cheer up my wife, Rachel, and bring some light into our lives, or just stop by for a visit and check in on her and check in on us. The other thing I want to say is we are so incredibly fortunate in this community to have a truly remarkable cancer center and staff who do so much to support the individuals and families going through treatment. Something which I know many folks in this room probably have gone through as well or have loved ones who have. And finally, you know, in these periods of austerity, it gets so easy for us to take a look at those things that might seem like superfluous expenditure. But I got to tell you, it is fundamental to have life-saving care provided without the need to pay with a credit card. And we have to fight like hell to make sure that that's something that everyone in this country continues to enjoy, because it is life-saving, and those who would otherwise not be able to afford that care would be left without it. And that's not something any of us should ever accept. So I want to end on a positive note, just to say thank you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for being there for us, as I know we will do for everyone who will be in need in the future. 1 in 8 women in this country will experience breast cancer, and so it is all too common, and I know so many folks here and watching online have been touched by it, and the impact it has on them and their families is pretty incredible. So I'll just stop by saying thank you. I am truly grateful. Thank you.